Today we're going to be going over the best off-season wide receiver drills that you can do. Now the first drill we're going to be going over today is called red light, green light. So this is a drill to work on wide receivers getting comfortable using their hips to slow them down, not slowing their speed, chopping their steps, raising their pad level to slow down on a break. Now these are specifically for routes where you have to obviously drop your hips, so like hitches, curls, comebacks, etc. So before we get into the drill, I want to talk about a mistake that receivers will make. Let's say we have to run like a 12 back to 10 yard curl, and this is what the drill emphasizes. They'll go up to 12, these wide receivers, but when they get to 12, they don't make the sharpest or fastest break because they're not using their hips to slow them down. They start to plant really hard and then they gradually start to drop their hips. But the slower you drop your hips, more time a DB has to react, and your break's ultimately slower. So we have to get comfortable having my hips be the thing that slows me down. So like I said, this drill is called red light, green light because it's exactly like that childhood game that you would play. You're going to start out in a receiver stance, and we'll show you this full speed in a second, but you're going to take off full speed sprint, long strides, good speed, eyes forward, good body language, almost like you are pulling a sled. Then you're going to have a partner. Your partner's going to yell drop. So that's like the red light call. And when your partner yells drop, you're not going to step hard with your feet and then gradually drop your hips. When your partner yells drop, you're going to drop your hips and then have the feet follow. You can take about 5 to 6 steps as you do this, but you need probably about 30 yards of space. Again, we are just working on trusting my hips to be the thing that slows me down. So I would recommend doing about 6 sets of this exercise. Again, we're going to show you how this should look full speed. Now also, fellas, if you are a wide receiver or a quarterback and you would like to train with myself and my staff of coaches, we're going to be traveling out to 14 more states across the entire US for 2-day long QB and wide receiver training camps this offseason. Next up on our camp tour, we'll be coming out to Orlando, Florida, Phoenix, Arizona, Charlotte, North Carolina, Austin, Texas, but all of those camps, you guys, are completely sold out. We limit spots for those camps simply because we want to work with each athlete individually, and we can't do that if we have 200, 300 people there. So those spots are sold out, but we do have availability in our Las Vegas, Nevada camp, Newark, New Jersey, Chicago, Illinois, Seattle, Washington, Birmingham, Alabama, Houston, Texas, Boston, Massachusetts, Columbus, Ohio, Boise, Idaho, and Los Angeles, California camps. So if you guys are local to one of those cities, would like to sign up, again, very first link in that description below. We'd love to have you there. Let's get back to this video. Now this next drill, you guys, is going to be called our cone 45-degree zigzag drill. So this works on, honestly, our cuts on any type of 45-degree break. So let's talk about like a post, a corner. It also could help on a double move. I think a double move is a little bit more applicable to this or easier to understand. Like let's say I'm running like a post corner in a sense. I break to the post. I want to take 3 hard steps to the post to try to get that guy to crash down, put the brakes on that 3rd step, and then I break back to the corner. So it's like 45-degree back to 45-degree. So that's essentially what this drill works on, but it also works on our like stick at the top of the break. If I'm going to throw, like, I guess you could say like a cut, I have to be able to cut like suddenly and hard to be able to change direction. I don't want to be running a route and just cut softly and then come in and out of the break. I want to shoot my cleats into the grass because that's going to give me more control. Now when you shoot your cleats into the grass, obviously you want to try to maintain being on the ball of your foot. You don't want to go heel toe, as that's an easy way to put a lot of unnecessary pressure on your ankle and on your knee. So in this drill, just make sure you keep that in mind. But essentially what we're doing is you got these 4 cones right here. So you got start cone, cone 1, cone 2, cone 3. So you have 4 cones total, and all we're doing is we're just zigzagging back and forth, but we're only taking 3 steps. And that 3rd step is that like stick shooting that foot into the grass. So we're starting out with my left foot up, set, go. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, coming out. And you could have a quarterback give you a ball like on a post, a corner, a slant, however you want to think of it. But it's 3 steps, zigzagging back and forth. I recommend doing about 4 sets of this where you cut off of the right foot, so where you go right leg, left, then right, and then 4 sets where you go left, right, and then left. So again, we're going to show you how this should look full speed. Now this next drill, you guys, is going to be our 6-cone rocker step drill. So this drill, I would say, works a lot on just like, I guess, the push from cut to cut on a rocker step. For those of you that don't know what a rocker step is, that's like a 2-step, like I guess you could say fake at the top of a route where you could cut off of 1 foot. Generally, only routes where you could cut off of 1 foot past 8 yards. So let's use a post route, for example, again, right? So on a post route, let's say the quarterback's to my left, I just cut off of my right foot and then I break to the post. So a rocker step is we're trying to make it look look like a corner or something outside braking first. So instead of starting the cut with your outside foot, you start with the inside foot and you give a 1-2 fake to the outside, and then you come back to the inside. So the key on that rocker step to help you sell it is that first step, you have to push off of that middle arch of the foot, like middle arch ball of the foot, and shoot yourself into that second step. And that push right there is what gets that DB to bite, whether he's trailing behind you or whether he's off. So this drill, the reason why we do it with 6 cones is from cone to cone, you have to push off of that middle arch or ball of that foot. So you're gonna start at the top here. We're gonna be doing 6 sets of this total. It's gonna be off of your third step, I guess you could say, on this drill. So you're starting out, notice how the start cone is a little bit further away from the 6 cones. So you're taking 3 steps. It's 1, 2, on the third step, just so you have some momentum. You don't wanna just start going right into the drill, because when you have a rocker step on an actual route, you have some momentum into the route. So you gotta make it as realistic as possible. So your first cut is here, pushing again off the middle arch of the foot. So it's here, push, 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 push. We want my hips and my upper body to be nice and loose. Don't forget to breathe while you are doing this, and you want your arms to be ripping almost across your body, because again, a DB is going to be watching my hips. If my hips aren't loose and my body's not turning, I could push as much as I want, but if I stay down the middle, he's not gonna bite. So we're gonna show you how this should look full speed. Again, I recommend doing about 6 reps of this specific rocker step drill.